I have to whisper a tiny little bit. I'll get really up close just because me folks are in bed asleep. I can even hear them snoring right now. So basically, I've had an absolute nightmare. I'm meant to be going to work. I do a little bit of dancing, right? I'm in the car on the way to go to work, like skidding out of the street because the street's filled with snow right now. And I get the call, work's not on. But not to worry, we're going to make the most of it. We're going to film just a little quick Q&A, just I've got a full face of slap on, I've got a full glam on, literally. Look at the highlight. I've got my contacts in, I've got my lashes on, I've curled my hair. What am I going to do, eh? What else am I going to do? What else am I going to... I can film a little Q&A, right? Why not? Let's get down with it. Let's just bang right in with it. Do you know what I mean? No beating around the bush. No 7-minute intro from me today. Right, Dan on Twitter asks, did you prefer filming for X on the Beach or G Show? I get asked this a lot actually, and the correct answer would be X on the Beach. I just hated Geordie Show. Like, that's so nasty. I didn't hate the people, I didn't hate the cast. It was just a very stressful experience for me, and unfortunately I couldn't find it enjoyable. However, X on the Beach was quite alright. It was a lot more chilled, the schedule was much more relaxed, like there wasn't this huge pressure, do you know what I mean? It was just, we were just chilling in Mexico. I mean, obviously it wasn't ideal because my ex-lad come in and at the time that was a bit of drama, but X on the Beach all the way. Chloe asks, where is your views on LGBT? I love you. Well, I love you too, Chloe. There shouldn't need to be views on it, to be honest. I view anyone from the LGBT community just the same as I would anyone from the straight community, anyone from the asexual community. I couldn't care who you love. Love wins. Do you know what I mean? You fall in love with a person, you don't fall in love with their genitalia. You fall in love with their mind. So good bloody on everyone for loving everyone. That's how I feel. And without the LGBT community, there'd be no RuPaul's Drag Race, and boy do I love a drag act. I live for a drag act. Charlotte asks, what was being in Geordie Show really like? I'm not sure if you've seen my video called The Truth, but I spill all the truth about exactly what it was like. And it was pretty horrendous, but never mind. You know, moving swiftly on. That's all my Twitter comments for now. I've got a few on Instagram. I haven't got that many questions, to be fair, because I mean it's a Saturday night at like 11. Everyone on earth has plans past me. Okay, David asks, what is your top bars in the tune? Got to be Pop World, Flares and Cozy Joe's. I can't say I actually frequent in those bars enough, but I've been advised to go to Pop World many times because they play lots of Britney, etc. I'm in MSA quite a lot, music/art, because my boyfriend DJs in there. So I hang out there quite a lot and I like it. It's very chilled. Like, you can just go in your flats and there's always good music on. I'm more sort of into bars these days than clubs. That's when you know you're getting old. Like, getting on, do you know what I mean? I like to be able to have a little dance, take myself off to the side, have a little seat. Okay, Anonymous, got your back gal, asks, could you address how the F to be okay with being alone? Because I'm just out of a 5-year relationship and not doing great. It's a tough one, this, isn't it? And one of my friends at the minute is going through the exact same thing. And I feel like I'm the expert at this because I was single for a very long time, and for a very long time I didn't like it. Like, I just wanted to be loved and I looked for love in all the wrong places and went down very destructive paths, and I looked for fulfillment within the wrong things, like hanging around with the wrong crowd, like a temporary high, do you know what I mean? And like just associating with people who didn't really care about me, they just cared about partying, do you know what I mean? And I think it was crucial for me to learn how to love myself in my own company, realise who I am up here, what I want and what I value. After I assessed all that, that's when being okay with being single came. It comes hand in hand. So what I would suggest for you is to do some hippie stuff, like meditation, and like separate yourself from the things that are like feel superficial and feel shallow, and just learn what you love, like learn what your passion is, like do stuff like reading books, like just listen to your favourite music, like, and just look in the mirror and realise, like, say to yourself 5 things that you're amazing at. Do you know what I mean? No one else on this earth is you, and one day you will meet someone who looks at you and think, yep, that's who I want to be with. And until that happens, enjoy being single. There's pros to being single. Just chilled out, you can just really relax, get in that zone and just be a bit selfish. Honestly, you're gonna be okay. Someone asked, ooh, also, oh, I wasn't meant to say ooh, also, kind of giveaway. Doesn't matter. How do I go blonde without wrecking my hair, and what extensions do you use? I went to Long Locks, which is a salon in Newcastle next to the Metro Centre, and I highly recommend it. If you can see, my hair is still in lovely condition, despite the fact that when I went in it was really dark. It had a black band here. Like, we've bleached it, but they use Olaplex, I think it's called, which like replenishes it, and I just keep on top of it with the shampoo and conditioner that they retail, and use the Mythic oil, which they're selling there as well, in the leave-in conditioner, and I just make sure I just keep on top of it. So definitely, if you're gonna go from dark to light, I would do it professionally. It's really hard to do on your own, but yeah, go somewhere that uses Olaplex, and I've got the Long Locks extensions in as well, and I'm getting on really well with them. So I highly recommend them if you're from the northeast. Matty asks, where do you work now? And would you go back on a Geordie show or X on the beach? At the minute, I work just part-time in a nightclub. Like, I'll just do a couple shifts, just dancing, hostessing. I'm working on other projects, but I can't reveal, but I'm so excited. You have no idea. Like, I'm finally getting my life back together. It's took us about a year to get back on my feet after being in such a stupid place mentally. My priorities, my views, everything was all messed up. I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm bored of this, man. I'm bored of feeling like this. I'm gonna sort my shit out so I can start doing all the things I want to do, and I'll start making some good money. So can't tell you what those projects are, but keep an eye out, because really soon I've got to be able to tell you. Would I go back on a Geordie Shore X at the beach? Top and bottom of it, simply no. I wouldn't do any other television, I don't think. If I was to do television, it would have to be something in terms of like helping people by like sharing my experience, do you know what I mean? But I already do that here. Well, that's what I feel like I do here. Some people might just think I'm a knob, but I wouldn't go back and do like superficial telly. And the one thing that I actually feel a bit guilty about, and this isn't to like blast the other cast members or anything like that, it's just something that in me, like when I look back now, a year on, I feel quite upset that I took part in promoting like binge drinking culture, and I was involved in a show that promotes that as a good thing, when I've sat back and sort of restricted myself in terms of alcohol. Like, I feel a bit upset, and I hope that no young person like looked at me and thought, oh my god, Sarah's like getting absolutely pissed out of her head. That looks really cool and really fun. I want to do that. That's something that gives me a bit of guilt to this day. I don't want to ever promote that to young people when obviously it's a young audience, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't do it again. Top bottom, nah. Molly asks, have you had any plastic surgery? I get asked this quite a lot because it's no secret, my face has changed drastically over the years, hasn't it? If you look back to when I went on X on the Beach, complete different person, complete different face. Who is that girl I see? However, I haven't had like surgical procedures. I've just had like aesthetic enhancements in terms of like injections. However, this is something I don't tend to address that much on YouTube, just because once again, I don't want to promote like you need to get this done to be beautiful. It's something that I get done because I go to a practitioner that I trust. I know exactly the look that I want. Can you hear me, ma'am? Right, I'm gonna have to whisper, but it's not to say that I don't look at girls and boys who have their natural facial structure, and I think natural is beautiful as well. But just on me, I had so many insecurities I wanted to keep on top of, and because I went on the television, like I sometimes get these like heavily discounted, or I don't have to pay if I like do like a shout out, you know what I mean? So like I'm in a position where I'm able to get it done, and that is why I get it done. And I go to a very trusted practitioner. Like I say, just if you're thinking about something like this, please do your research, but 99% of the time you don't need it. Daniel asks, what was your craziest moment in the Geordie show house? I believe it was probably I think it was my last day, like after I'd stayed in a bedroom with Martin, and the crew like stitched us up. Basically they were like, right Sarah, we need you to have a chat with Zeta in the kitchen about it, and obviously they'd told upstairs to listen to our chat and then literally all gang up on his. So I was trying to talk about it confidentially to Zeta, and then they like made the signal, whatever, and then the whole cast from upstairs came down and just started absolutely ripping us and attackers. Like it was like actual like I was ganged up on, do you know what I mean? Because still this day I don't believe I did any wrong in what I did there. It wasn't something I ever wanted to experience as an adult, and that was probably my most intense and craziest moment. This is so funny. Rachel asked, can you please explain the whole Mossy moving out and moving back in one day, please? That is so funny. Only my boyfriend would move all of his stuff out from his house to another house. Literally stayed one night and he said, nah, it's not really for me. So we moved everything back to his other house in one day. Like, you couldn't write it. He's a very spontaneous character, that's all I can describe it as. He didn't have a chance to actually go to viewings. He thought he remembered the house from when he'd been before. He got there and he was just like, do you know what, it's not for me. And also the radiator in his room was broken, and there was some sort of palaver that they didn't tell him that the radiator was broken, so it was going to be his responsibility to end up getting that fixed, when obviously that's like the landlord's responsibility, and Ryan should have been told about that before he moved in. So he was just a bit like, it's, you know, it's all relative, but he just says I'd rather stay at home, like, and save a bit more money for like us to move into like a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom flat, or possibly a house. He says I would rather just stay at home and save that money so we can go somewhere nice, which I am very much looking forward to. I've got to the end of the questions. I have. Oh my god, I've actually filmed a quick video. This has never happened in my entire existence. I didn't realise that this was actually meant for me. If I receive any more questions after this, I'll just film another one. Do you know what I mean? So don't worry if your question hasn't been answered. I'll get round to them. But thank you much. Why can't I talk? Thank you so much for everyone's submissions. This was actually really fun, and now I haven't wasted my makeup. Like, it's lit, like, isn't it? I've got my blue contacts in. Oh, got my lashes on. But I tell you what, right, I'm not gonna lie, I am bloody exhausted, absolutely exhausted. So I'm gonna wipe all this off. I'm gonna put some fluffy pyjamas on. I'm gonna light a set of candles. I'm gonna put Riverdale on. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up fresh as a bloody daisy. What a time to be alive, right? Thank you so much. I love you.